All right, let's see if we are live. Do let me know, guys, if you can hear me, if you can hear myself, the music. I don't think the music is playing based on the audio player, so I might have an issue there already. But yeah, let me know at least if you can hear me, and then I'll quickly try to fix the audio issue. The music issue. So bear with me. Oh, David says he has made a poll in the Discord general chat. Vote before he begins pulling. Hey, Emily. Thanks for tuning in, and you can hear me. That's great. Can you hear the music, though? It says here that it's muted, so I do think I have some kind of issue I need to figure out, which is odd. And of course, I encounter an issue when everything's been smooth. And yeah, audio seems fine. Okay, so David says to check out his poll. You're having a deja vu. Yeah, first the audio issues, and then the module pulls. You hear no music. Yeah. Darn it! Why is it so difficult? Give me 1 second just to try to figure it out. Bear with me, guys. Oh, why doesn't it work? Okay, that is unfortunate. Well, I guess for now I can jump on. Well, could you hear that? The Discord audio? Could you hear the soundboards? Okay. Let me try a soundboard, and you let me know if you can hear it. Seems like all my audio channels are suddenly not working again. That is extremely frustrating. But okay, I think I figured out one way for us to at least have music. It's not going to make it easy for Discord, but I think we'll screw Discord for now in terms of talking with someone else. Tags says, who do I gotta bribe so you get your modules back? Yeah, good question. Good question. Now music should be back. No? Still no? I am a moron. Oh, okay, the music is okay. Alright, we have that at least. Yeah, I don't know why I keep having issues with the audio, and I apologize for that. Alright, so Bonsai Lad, so David, mentioned he had done a poll on the Discord channel. You'll also see an overlay on the top right corner where I've listed out my previous polls. And you'll also see it at the very top at the beginning of this chat. Basically, with my misfortune about modules, and as you can see, we're kind of back to where we were roughly, I figured that we should try to make the most out of my misfortune to try to learn as much as possible about the featured banner and the standard banner. So my thought process is that we know when I got the sharp fortitude, and we know that I was fairly lucky. So the first thing we'll confirm is whether there is some exact seed, basically whether I'm going to get the same things as I previously did. But then the second thing is, for example, when I do a pull and we know that I would have gotten a sharp fortitude from the featured banner, so let me just open it. If we know that on my next pull I'm going to get a sharp fortitude, what happens then if we try standard banner, right? First, just to confirm whether I am indeed getting an epic, a unique epic at that given pull. But then also, what happens thereafter after doing a standard banner? What happens when I go back to featured banner? In other words, are they separate seeds altogether, or is it one seed and it is indeed just a 50-50 decision of whether you get the whatever is the featured module. That's the key thing kind of we want to confirm. Then, for those of you who've seen me kind of listed out my pulls, on my 30-second pull, I got a Havoc bringer, but I did get it from the featured banner. And so I figured it would be interesting on that 30-second pull to simply pull standard banner. And let's confirm then, if everything else has been seeded, do I get Havoc bringer as well on the standard banner? Okay, so those are the thought processes, and I was also just simply asking if anyone else has some other opinions. Good luck, Charlie. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. And Tag says, yeah, don't take my word for it, I'm just guessing. Which is, by the way, a lovely soundboard if you're ever in the voice channel on our Discord. And then Ecliptic, in regards to those comments that I just shared, Ecliptic was pointing out how we maybe we'll just go the normal path until the 23rd. And then after the 23rd, then we can do the testing. It is a fair call. And I think we can reassess after just doing 3 pulls though, because I should be getting standard fortitude after my 3 first pulls. Andrew says, feature banner has given me more off banner than on. Man, I'm sorry, and I've had that in the past as well. For those of you who watched my previous live stream though, you know that I got 7 sharp fortitude out of 8 modules, and only in 7,300 jumps. So let's just start with the first 3 pulls, I think, and then we can assess thereafter in terms of what we think I should do for the rest of it. So let's just do 3. 1, 2, and I should be getting sharp fortitude now. Alright. So with that, we've kind of confirmed, more or less, in the exact same position as well, that the sharp fortitude is indeed, the feature banner is indeed seeded. And David Delaney is saying, I think the seed is set where it pulls predetermined value from the probability table. However, when you switch to banner, the table changes even though the picked value does not. Yeah, so that's a fair call. But so what do you guys think? Do you think I should I continue to do featured until the 23rd like Ecliptic suggested, and then we change it up? Or do you think I should change it up earlier? And thanks for the subscription, Andrew. Really appreciate it. The thing for me, and one of the reasons why it's also so easy for me to test today, is because I'm not going to get Ancestral Sharp Fortitude anyway, so it's not really going to change my tournament. Andrew says, feel seated with there being a desert between 7th and 8th. Yeah, continue with feature. All right. So we'll just continue. Someone might help me keep count, but let's go to 23. Okay, we've done 3, 4, 5, and this obviously is not going to be as exciting as when we did it first time. 6, 7. You'll just hear a grown man be counting 8, which again also matches because this is where we got the double. Our next is going to be on the 12th. So 9, 10, 11, and then next one here. Yup, so far so good. And the next one we're gonna get on the 18th. Oh my god, yeah, I should be faking it. That's right, Ecliptic. Oh my god, I got 2 sharp fortitude. But wait, now you made me lose track though. I'm so easily losing track. Hey, Rubber Duck Sauce, thanks for tuning in. Cue the Unsolved Mysteries music. Yeah. Or if I were able to get my Discord audio sorted, I should have been able to play the JP song. But
DP the boss.
oh wait, you can probably hear those, but you probably can hear those very low with the music. To be honest, maybe you should swap now. Guys, can you confirm? I feel like I'm losing my mind. We've done 12 pulls so far, right? The next one would be then on the 18th. Should we pull 17 maybe then, and then do it? $13, $14, $15, $16, $17. So I'm just gonna stop at 17 for a second. So Mixwell, the science project going on is we are trying to, well, first we've confirmed that it is seeded for the featured banner, but then we also want to try to switch to figure out. So for example, we know on my next pull that I would be getting a sharp fortitude on the featured banner, and so we think we should try the standard banner just to confirm that, okay, will I be getting an epic at the same time, but just a different one? So, and some of you already seem to suggest, so we can, I agree, we can just try now a standard banner just to see what we get. And then we're also going to go back just to see if it changes the seed or if there are indeed one seeds and so forth. And yeah, as David points out, we feel quite certain it won't change the seed or do anything, but we have to try. So we'll try to push for the standard banner now. Let's see what we get. And I think it's in the same position as well. So instead of getting the sharp fortitude, we got a BHD, which I don't mind at all, honestly. That's totally fine. All right, then we know that the next one is going to happen on the 23rd. And so now we're going back to featured banner just to see if it has changed anything for the featured banner by doing this, by dipping down. So we've done 18, so 19, 20, 21, 22, and just to make sure that I'm on the same page with all of you, we are now trying featured banner, yeah? Just to see if we get the sharp fortitude. David Delaney is saying, I think the seed is set where it pulls a predetermined value from the probability table. However, when you switch to banner, the table changes even though the picked value does not confirm. Yeah, so far so good. The one thing I'm excited about is the 30-second pull. But let's just confirm on this first. All right, so that was our 23rd pull, and we got the sharp fortitude. So far we've confirmed most of the things that I think we all expected. The next main thing to be testing is we are going to be checking, at the very least, on our 32nd pull. We got, last time we did a stream, we got a Havoc Bringer on the featured banner, and I'm curious, when we go to standard banner, will it still be a Havoc Bringer or will it be a different module? That's what I'm really curious about. So I think we are just gonna do featured banner until then, and on the 31st we are gonna get another sharp fortitude. Wait, now I feel like I'm losing count here. I lost track, but let me, I guess, math it. So one more should be 30, yeah? We should be at 30 now. Okay. My question now is not so much about theory crafting, but more about that with 5 versus 6 sharp fortitude, does it really matter for me, right? Meaning, are there another module that could have benefited me more? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything, because I need 3 more dimension cores anyways. And so there's probably not anything. And so I guess we do featured banner, just to make sure that over the course of this event that we do get 8 and get it ancestral. But if I was close on dimension core or something, I might have changed things up here. But okay, so let's just do feature banner. All right, and now, just to be clear again, this is where I got a Havoc Bringer. And then now we got Havoc Bringer on this last time. Now we're seeing if this things changes anything. So, moment of truth. I don't think it shouldn't be changing anything, but who knows? Wow, that is mind-blowing and a horrible thing to learn in a way. Wow, that's very, very interesting. I don't know. I'm curious about your reaction, guys, on this. What do you think about this? What do you think about the fact that you are indeed getting a different one? I'm curious, or maybe you don't mind. But wow, I find that very interesting. The table changes, yeah. Wow. That is indeed wild. Alright. So, well, yeah, actually, for the rest of my polls, I got nothing from my previous live stream. And so, I think what I want to do here is that, yeah, I guess I ask you guys, my original plan for the final polls was just going to do standard banner, because I knew that with the featured banner, I wasn't getting anything. And so I figured, why not just use the rest of the gems on standard banner? But what do you think? Should I... Rest of the gems, pull standard, featured, or mix? I'll just do a quick poll. Standard, featured, mix. Alright, so it seems like based on most of the comments, yeah, technically, David, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter, but it's interesting now with like the table changed and so forth. It's interesting to see if it's anything different. Technically, it shouldn't matter. And yeah, I have to get past all the known trash. Anyways, most likely that's accurate. Yeah. But actually, that shouldn't matter though. If I go whether I go featured or standard shouldn't matter in terms of getting closer to the 8th copy, right? Like, guys, can you do you agree with that? Because we know there's no epic pool anyways, and so it shouldn't matter, right? I still get equally close to the 8th copy. Just waiting to see the opinions there. But the poll seems to at least says featured, so I'll do that. But first, wanted to get your thoughts. Yeah, the rarity chance doesn't change. And yeah, I guess the fact that I got a Pulsar Harvester instead of Havoc Bringer shouldn't change anything. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and the reason why I stopped to ask Swift is that you start to wonder about that butterfly effect or some kind of trickle-down effect of the fact that I pulled the Pulsar Harvester versus the Havoc Bringer. It probably didn't impact anything for later pulls, but who knows? All right. Most of you picked featured, and I guess we'll just go featured. Wow, since 70% said featured and 30% said the other, I'll dip in one standard banner, and then the rest here. Oh. Perfect or horrible timing, depending on how you look at it. And I gotta hurry, I guess the tournament starts very soon. Oops. Okay, so quick question for you guys. This is gonna be horrible tournament for me, simply because there's like boss ultimate and all the things that would negatively impact me for tournaments, just poor results. I am curious, would you use Galaxy Compressor or a Pulsar Harvester? Curious what you guys think about that. And sorry for... I did some of these things, auto-merging things, before the stream, thinking this wouldn't happen. But it still ended up with it. Alright, so let's just quickly pull the... I guess it's just one more, because I gotta be a bit careful so I can respec again. Alright, now back to chat for a second. My opinion is your chances are the same, but you pull something in standard that could have been SF, is all I'm saying. Yeah, fair. And yeah, Robodog says I wasn't getting any more. Pull a JP and miss the tournament. No, God, no. Wait, you haven't done your tournament yet? No, I haven't. 5 minutes. Get to permish. Peak content, says David. Or at least we learned something together. Alright, so yeah. Do you guys think I should use Galaxy Compressor or Pulsar Harvester? I don't have project funding, and I've tried to using the single Epic project funding before, and it's useless for now. Maybe once I get it to Legendary. For tournament, use GC or PH. And yeah, I'm running out of time. I gotta be careful with that. Making sure I got all things sorted. The biggest pain about losing progress was losing a lot of shards. So about 7,000 I think was the amount of shards that I felt like I lost. GC, everybody says GC, alright, let's make that easy. I'm just gonna end that poll immediately, and then we're also doing range, oops. And then we're doing one more range. Level 0, level 4, level 15, level 40 max. Okay, so that's a range lab question for you guys. I'm just gonna quickly make sure that I remember to do everything else. I have respect. I have upgraded things here. We're all good on that front. So the issue with using using G component, for example, using level 40 like max range, it's just that then the black hole won't matter. But technically the black hole shouldn't matter too much anyways, because it's bosses that are gonna kill me, so I guess I'm fine with it. I think that's a fair call. So why not? I think that's a totally fair call. Everyone's streaming at the same time. Yeah, well, go pick your favorite streamer who you want to interact with or whatever. You can always, if there's anything you do want to check out here, you could always watch the replay. But yeah, I guess you're spoiled for choice nowadays, which is good for you. And wouldn't it be funny if we all end up in the same tournament bracket? I guess that's almost inevitable that some of us might end up in the same. All right. Hopefully there's nothing I've forgotten to do. I don't want to wait until the very last minute. Yeah, take a quick 3-minute break to mentally prepare. All right, so I am just checking the tournament checklist. So using that, although the battle conditions of it doesn't work anymore. But I've changed tower range, I've changed cards, I've changed mods, I've changed range for shockwave size. I've changed the workshop, then I'll change target priority and orbs once I get started. I have locked for the free up, and that's about it. So yeah, we'll just jump in. Okay, I do get paranoid. Oh, I do want to double check. The reason why I normally use AD, but I use DP because of the boss ultimate. Because otherwise, I need a little bit more RNG to kill bosses, basically. Alright, let's go. These are totally, absolutely the most horrible battle conditions for me, so I'm not expecting much. Ooh, do I death ray on already? And finally, you see I wonder how far you guys have gotten in here. The fact that I lost 2 days of progress means that I'm far behind on a lot of different things at the moment. Alright, we're gonna change target priority. What are we doing this time? I think we're basically gonna end up with just closest, I think. And normally, as you know, kind of like to start like this, but then I typically will change it. Yeah, so thank you for that reminder, Ashley, about target priority. So we got that somewhat sorted. I don't know why I want to use Death Ray at this point. Doesn't really matter though, as long as I just have cash and free upgrades. That's the main thing. Oh, and wave skip just to give you guys a little bit faster experience. Pilgrim, yo, good luck to you as well. So the module pulls, what we learned primarily was that it is indeed seeded. However, what was interesting was how on the 30-second pull, I got, 2 days ago, I got a Havoc Bringer. But then this time we tried to do a standard banner for that moment, and I got a Pulsar Harvester. So that was very, very interesting. But other than that, we confirmed more or less everything in terms of that. You do get an epic at the exact same pull, whether it's on the standard or on the featured, and so they're all part of the same seed. Ben, good luck with tourney. Good luck to you as well. Have you already done yours? And for those of you who have done your tourney, do let me know how far you got. And Ashley had his first tourney with free up mastery, where you, like I've done here, lock the enemy attack level skips. The reason why we're doing that is so that all the free ups goes into enemy health level skips. It's relevant especially for legend tournaments, because you're not really concerned about how much damage an enemy does, because they can one-shot you anyways. And Ashley was saying how it went pretty well. Oh, Ben got a new PB. Oh, well, that's amazing. Congrats. These are not the conditions for me to get a PB in for sure. But how far did you get, Ben? And in which tournament tier? Pilgrim got 12th, 912 waves in champ. I can't believe that that's 12th. That's just insane at Pilgrim how stacked champion has gotten over the last few months. I mean, it makes sense as we're all progressing in the game, but man, I feel like when I did champ, that probably would have promoted me. But I don't think I ever was above 1,000. So that's wild. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Ashley got max enemy health level skips. That's awesome. Jesus, Andrew, so you're a strong one then. If you got legends to 1,748, wow, that's awesome, buddy. What placement would that get you? Wow, single target damage for the win, legend 963. Yeah, that's where I struggle, right, with my module situation, with no project funding and not solid DC, I don't have Poison Swamp yet, and so forth. Like, I don't have single target damage at all. Yeah, 12 with that many, yeah. But just to be clear though, Ashley, that was I think that was being referred to champ, not for legend. Seeding makes me sad about my MVN pulls. Yeah, it is. And this is my biggest grief with modules overall, right? Is that we are not given any agency or influence or anything in terms of our module pulls. There was the allure or potential that this featured banner would eventually also include normal banners, normal modules, which would be great, because then we at least have a tiny bit of influence in terms of what we're developing and so forth. But the fact that they suddenly retracted that and not gonna do it, it just kind of pisses me off a little bit. And in most games, sure, there's grinds, there's some things that are a lot easier to get with money and so forth, but at least you're given ways to work towards your own goals, right? Whether it's kind of shards and pieces of things, whether it's trading, whether it's all these type of mechanisms, but in this game we're so left to just the mercy of the RNG pulls, which is frustrating. So Ban, I have already unlocked smart missiles, and so I'm going Poison Swamp next. I'm currently saving up. So yeah, I'm currently saving up for Poison Swamp, which will be my final ultimate weapon, and then I get Golden Tower Plus. So I'm getting there, close. Alright, so Zevon is my guildmate. He's much stronger than I. Let's see if we got anyone else. We got JP. And JP is also much stronger than me, so he'll also probably do 200 waves or so stronger than myself. Gray, we got Gray from our server. I love that name. Don't know who it is, but that's a funny name. Cadence, Nova, I don't recognize anyone else, I think. But it's funny that we got JP with us. And I think he's streaming as well, by the way, so if you want to check him out, then jump over to him. Marcellus says, I'll finally be done with stones on Chrono duration after Friday's tournament. Lab should be done late next week. Oh man, good for you, buddy. It's such a long grind, and it feels so good to be done with those. I finished those a few weeks ago. And so I'm super happy for you that you finally are getting there. Ban, in terms of which ones between Smart Missiles and Poison Swamp that I will dump stones into in the future, it will be Poison Swamp. I don't think Smart Missiles is in the same state in the current version of the game that it used to. I feel like Poison Swamp has a lot more going for it at the moment. Before that, though, I'm doing a lot of other development. Like, will be Golden Tower Plus, Chrono Plus. Got to work on Golden Tower duration. I'm doing kind of switching up my strategy to like a reverse or Devo type of thing. But then thereafter, at some point, we'll get to the Poison Swamp for sure. Ashley says, I really think it would be beneficial to use the featured banner to put older mods in, like so many games have a shop feature or whatever, and seems dumb to add a whole new feature to not use. 100%, Ashley, 100%. When I heard that they were like thinking of not doing that anymore, that kind of pissed me off, and so I really hope they do that. Yeah, or as Marcelo says, like or instead of a specific one, it could be like featured cannon armor, something. 100% agree, guys. It's silly. All right, so I'm guessing that a fair bit of you checked out the first stream. I'm curious about, for those of you who were familiar with my first pulls versus the pulls that I did today, are you like happy with the confirmation of the things are seeded, or what's your reaction on the Havoc Bringer being turned into the Pulsar Harvester? Curious about what your thoughts are overall on what we learned about redoing the pulls. Xander watching JP and Jay Players battle each other at the same time on 2 screens is epic. That's awesome. I've been trying to learn. There seemingly isn't any raiding kind of mechanism like there is on Twitch. I've been trying to figure out some cool ways where that could have been a possibility, and but maybe I'll pull up his stream and we can stream snipe him to some extent. Let me try to at least pull up his stream. Maybe we raid him with like comments or something. Maybe we say something over at his. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull that up. Give me 1 second. So conflicting to have the two facing off. Well, I don't think so at all. I know that JP he's been progressing. When he got 5 stone packs as a gift this month, his progress has also skyrocketed. So he's like really skyrocketing away from me as a result of that, having Gold Tower Plus, but also getting into like level 5, 6, and so forth. Plus, he has much stronger labs and has played for a longer time, so he's in a much better state of the game than myself. But maybe I'll work on that as a long-term target to try to catch up some. We'll see. Oh, nice. So Ashley has gotten down to 69 second sync, and when the free up mastery is finishing, we'll try the black hole digester farming. Can't wait to hear how it goes, Ashley. I love it myself. I'm obviously biased since I'm doing that strategy myself, but that's exciting. Alright, so I'm pulling up Jeff so we can see if we can snipe him a bit, because obviously there's not much going on the tournament run itself.
Whoever wants to see it.
I'll mute him at first, and I'll turn off my music. Alright, I think and then let's try to do this. And let's, what should we say? Should we like try to raid and say a specific thing? I'm just typing first, gonna crush you. Which is obviously not true. Andrew is pointing out how Black Hole Digester goes nuts with the Golden Tower Plus and Wave Skip. Yeah, man, I can't wait to get some of those things synergized. And getting the sync time fairly low, getting the Golden Tower duration fairly high, and Wave Skip, but also moving up to tier 14 with interest print and so forth as well. It's going to be awesome. I couldn't think of anything interesting to comment on JP's stream, but let me try to unmute those so we can just tune in. All right, we'll jump back to the game. But if you do want to check out JP, he's live as well. And I think there was some comments about more people also being live, so you're spoiled for choice. Husky is saying, when would you recommend I try to get perma Chrono Field? Like, are there any goals I should try to achieve first? It's a fair question, Husky, and maybe you could talk a little bit more about where you're at in terms of tournament tiers, in terms of ultimate weapons do you already have? Or I guess conversely, which ultimate weapons have you yet to unlock, I guess would be a good starting point to answer that. Your video put me onto the idea. I got a friend who did the switch and is now 30% more than what he was doing. So hopefully we'll see a similar gains. That's amazing. And that's great to hear for your friend as well. Yeah, at first I was like 30%, but then once I respect and got really harder into the BHD free up strategy, I got quickly up to like 100% more gains. And then I tried perma uptime type of strategies and did 2.5 less in terms of coin gains. And so Galaxy Compressor was not really the strat for me. But the one thing, of course, you got to keep in mind is that when you do swap strategies, sometimes, especially the first time you try them, they're not necessarily optimal immediately. My first black hole digester testing was probably 20% less than Singularity Harness. But then just tweaking it a little bit, and then it really, really skyrocketed. Yeah, so I can show you the black hole digester. And let me make sure to clarify some things about it as I do. So two things that I ideally would have wanted differently here. Ideally, over time, I'm going to change enemy attack level skips to enemy health level skips. That's just part of transitioning from free up that transitions to Orb Devo to instead doing free up that goes more into full-on glass cannon or blender or whatever towards the end. But right now, Orb Devo is more efficient towards the end, and so it's fine that it is like this for now. But it means that my orbless phase is a little bit shorter. The reason why I have package chance is because I have the recovery package chance mastery. If you don't have that, then package chance doesn't really matter to you, so I wouldn't use that. And then ideally, I would have free utility upgrade, and that's just so you can max your enemy level skips quicker. So there will be some re-rolling here in the future. But happy at least that I was able to get everything ancestral. But more work to be done. So Husky has Deathwave, Black Hole, and GT at 200 seconds sync. Still need smart missiles, chain lightning, and in the landmines. Wait, so you have already unlocked Chrono Field? Is that what you're saying, Husky? Or was that including that you also haven't unlocked Chrono Field? Because based on reading that, but do clarify what tournament tier you're in, it seems to me that you really should get Chain Lightning soon. And Ashley has a similar type of substats, which is good. All right, so Husky, it seems to me that Chain Lightning would be the better option for you. But since you have Chrono Field already, you could just start to lab the duration, because that takes a long time. So just lab duration for Chrono Field, but then unlock your Chain Lightning. Chrono Field basically becomes useful once you max it, once you get it to 100% uptime. So you need to get your cooldown down to 60 seconds, and then you need to reach close to, or if not, exact at 60 seconds or more. So, because the whole premise of it is that you need to have it 100%. So Zevin says, stay away from my keys, bro. We both know you're going to crush me, brother. So Zevin, I'm never going to reach 600 and I'm sure you're continuing to go up to 7, 8, 900, 7. But so yeah, don't worry about your keys. What's up with JP though? He always talks about me being slow, but he's struggling behind. And Zevin, how far do you expect to get in this tourney? Thanks for the subscription, Carlos. Andrew is saying how he worked on the labs while getting to 100, 150 sync, then did the stone purchases after that. Mix in some Chrono field, and you'll notice the effect more. Speed reduction, and you'll notice the effect more. Yeah. No, exactly. So get the labs, because you can't reach it without the labs, and so get the Chronofield lab sorted. This is currently mine, where it's 1 minute duration, 1 minute cooldown, and I have 86% speed reduction. So I've maxed my speed reduction, but it's a mythic substat. And so ideally, I want to get that to 90% once I get ancestral. And eventually, once you feel like you have extreme amounts, or whether you're buying stone packs, you could increase your duration as well, just so you can handle the ultimate weapon duration battle conditions in some tournaments. But I feel like that's a luxury that I can't afford in a long, long time. So Andrew, maybe you said it earlier, but I mean, you did mention your wave length being around 1700. I'm curious what rank you normally get. Is that like 3rd, 4th normally then in tournaments? Zevin is getting to around 800. That's awesome. These are the absolute worst battle conditions for me. And so I'm not expecting to get far at all. I haven't checked if the bracket itself is a tough one though. I guess we'll see, but it looks pretty stacked. But time will tell. The one thing I think we should do... Oh wait, I muted the music again, haven't I? I'm such a dummy. I did mute the music when we were listening to JP, and I never turned it back on. Fluctuates between 1st and 6th depending on bracket luck. Yeah, it's crazy how much difference luck the RNG for the bracket matters. It's wild. But that's amazing, Andrew, and good on you for getting some first placements. That's amazing. Oh, I didn't adjust my orbs, but I guess we don't really want to adjust my orbs anyways, because we want to try to hit the bosses as much as possible, right? If anything. We'll see, but I don't think I want to adjust my orbs. But what do you mean, Ashley, when you say how much do orbs do for you? Oh, I guess we're meaning like this? Well, that was maybe not the best example. And we can see if we visit that later on. Hey, Lilans! Well, we have done some module seed testing, and now we're doing a legend tournament. This tournament is not really... I'm not expecting any good results, especially because it's been painful to just save up stones for the moment. Zevin says it's good from my perspective, but I don't know for you. Okay. That's good to note. I've completely forgotten to upgrade my enemy health level skips. Oh. TP the boss! Well, actually, that brings me up to something, because again, there's quite a few waves until something is probably going to happen here. I am gonna pull up the Discord one more second. And first of all, we need some of these whenever I do DP the boss. Some of these when I...
DP the boss!
TP the boss! We need some of those. But then what I wanted to find as well was... Some of you heard JP's first song. I'm guessing there's a chance some of you didn't hear his second song. And so I figured why not play JP's second song while we're at it. So, do we want to listen to JP's song? Hey Marcelo, how did you go for your tourney? No intro script. No. I don't have the stones at all for intro skip. But okay, let's start a poll. Oh, I forgot to end my previous poll. I see. So let me end that, and quickly, I know that the music is off for a second now, but do we want to listen to JP's second song? Yes or God no? So I'll turn the music back on until we get that settled. Depending on if 12th place stays, that's 4 keys. If I get 10th next tourney, I'll get free specs. Oh man, that would be nice. That's amazing, actually. So, Marcelo, I did drop the Ampot for a bit, simply because I've been wanting to focus. My rationale is, right now, while saving up for GT+, I am going back and attending to my kind of neglected econ labs and focusing econ, and I put all the medals into Golden Bot. The rationale is that right now I'm labbing econ. The moment I get GT+, it's kind of, I'm reversing it, where there's going to be quite a bit of stones going into econ, and where I'm completely switching and labbing Poison Swamp and stuff like that. So that's kind of a little bit the rationale, and then I will get back to Ampot soon, but I do want to max out duration, I think, right now, because now duration is starting to matter more for me. But early on with normal Orb Devo, duration doesn't matter that much, but it would be increasingly start to matter. Wouldn't it be funny if he ain't here to react? Yeah, he isn't here to react. Okay, so but 75% of you said yes, and so I guess that means we're gonna listen to JP sing then. And it was hilarious when I did play the first song. Some people came back to me and to JP saying that, "Wow, didn't know you could sing," and so forth. But to be clear, it was AI who created it, not JP himself. So do emphasizing that. But okay, let's sing it. Hear it.
Blanket spread out on the ground, basket full of treats, carpet of grass under our backs. The swing set creaks. Feels good looking up at the sky. Feels good to be alive. I'm just going right here, watch the leaves stand. I'm just going right here, drinking all in. Think about this kind of life, 'cause we know what matters.
Give it up for JP, everyone. He's such an artist. He's a multi-talent. The rumor has it that he's going on a tour, starting in Massachusetts, but then across America. And since we're already on it, we're gonna listen to his first song as well. So again, give it up for JP.
Tell me you feel before you all the things I said to you. Everything that made you feel brand new. first to go. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna know if all the words I said to you ever made you feel as if you're blue. Maybe I'm only reminders of what we were.
All right, again, let's give it up for JP. Thanks for that. And if you want that as your ringtone or listen to it constantly, the song is available on our Discord for whether you want to download it or play it or anything. But okay, I see I missed some comments, so I'm just gonna catch up on those. So Marcelo is sitting on 8 as of now. Finally a good bracket. So yeah, well, that's amazing, buddy. It's a good luck. I hope you get that 8th place. That would be awesome. Lilans has Smart Missiles and Golden Tower Deathwave Black Hole Synced at 180 seconds with 42 sec duration. Do I keep upgrading those for now or go for the next ultimate weapon in the Landmine, Chrono Field, or Poison Swamp? It's a fair question, Lilans. I would focus on getting the cooldown even further. That's me. I think having an econ foundation is important for most things in the game, and so I would focus on getting the sync time lower. That would be me. There are probably some who would argue about getting Chrono Field unlocked so you can start the labs at least for it. So that's a consideration, but I think the econ is where I would lean. And then just quickly, Thor said, for someone who procrastinated trying a Devil build and has almost maxed econ cooldowns but only Chain Lightning for damage, does it make sense to try Orb Devil or Bless Devil? Yeah, 100% it does. And especially, so depending on how deep you're into damage, you might go Orbless. But if you're not that deep into damage, I would go Orb Devil. Because Orbless can be anything. You just juggle at the beginning, and then you can gradually transition into whether it's blender or full-on damage. The main thing is that you're killing mostly in Spotlight at the beginning. Alright, now let's scroll down. So Chris is asking what happened with the module pulls. So it was super interesting. What we learned primarily though was how everything was seeded and how you got the unique epics when you expected, regardless of whether it was the featured banner or the standard banner. The main, I think, interesting thing that most of us didn't know was how in the first stream when I pulled, I got a Havoc Bringer in the featured banner, but then I tried to pull it this time on the standard banner and I got a Pulsar Harvester. So that was very interesting. Marcelo is pointing out, Orb Devil is so good. If you sync it with Golden Bot, even Orbless has a hard time to beat it. Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you there, Marcelo, and I'm, as you know, biased. The thing to note though, and it's I think worth emphasizing, is how Orbless itself is more efficient at the beginning of a run. Because with Orb Devil, your orbs kills a bit indiscriminately when the spawn rate and speed is slow, but then later on in a run, when you do want to kill faster because you're reaching max enemies anyways, Orb Devil will tend to outperform it for a while. But then eventually at the very end of a run, even when you do Orb Devil, there's a case of scenarios where doing Blender for the final part could help you squeeze that a little bit more. But yeah, I feel like the key thing to note though about Orb Devil strategies is that sync is so important. If you try it and you don't have Golden Bot sync, you're not going to see as much gains as or if any immediately. But yeah. JP is saying, let's go! Let's go! JP, how far are you? JP maybe he's listening in, but how far are you expecting to get? You've gotten like 600-700, maybe even 800 waves as of late, haven't you? So you're gonna crush me for sure. And then Ashley was asking, with Black Hole Digester, how far do you get in terms of waves? If you're at 0 in attack for all, that's like 6,000 waves or more to get max attack workshop from Free Up Mastery. Yeah, so currently I get about 8,000 waves on tier 11. And I start my workshop at 800 in damage already, actually. And then I keep tweaking it a little bit and trying to see what's best for me. Sometimes I feel like 800, between 800 and 1,000 starting levels is good for me right now. Once I would have been able to do further in a run, or I'm stronger or so forth, then I would have done it with a lower starting level. But a key reason is also that my Orbless phase ends around wave 4,000 or so. And that's when I go Orb Double for the remaining 4,000. Also, Thor is pointing out how we can't sync it with Golden Bot because he's using a Mythic G-Comp and the rest of the generators are only Epic Plus. Yeah, Thor, then I would look into Orbless. Don't really go Orb Devil then. I wouldn't do that. Timothy is pointing out nice songs, JP. Yeah, no, his songs are great. I'm sure there will be an album at some point. And so do stay tuned on Discord for that. Ordinary Knight is asking, what are your thoughts on the new module? I feel like it's imperative for late game towers. I don't think it's imperative for late game towers or Ordinary Knight. I feel like it's rather the opposite. I feel like the new module is awesome and great for early on, especially for EHP builds, and especially for Orb Devil. I feel like it's almost made for that. Really good. You could argue that maybe Wormhole Redirector is even better for very early game, but especially if you have a wall and where Wormhole Redirector kind of becomes useless, then using the new Sharp Fortitude, I see some great value in that. It can of course also help late game players, but generally speaking, you wouldn't focus on then a damage build where you primarily use ACP or similar type of things. So I'm not so sure it has being imperative for late game. And actually, yeah, now that I have unlocked my smart missiles, I am using Spotlight missiles for the Orbless farming. The key thing to why that is beneficial and helpful is because Spotlight missiles, regardless of your target priority, Spotlight missiles will always shoot within Spotlight. And so it helps you ensure that you get the coins multiplier from Spotlight as you're farming in the beginning. And a key reason as well is that some of you may not know this, but all of your multi-shot, rapid fire, bounce shots, they don't respect your target priority. And that is a little bit of an issue because you primarily with Orbless want to kill within your Spotlight. And that is also a reason why, if you can, and you see I have the lock there in my farming, I do lock my range simply so that my bouncers don't go too far away from Spotlight. So they're more consistent and increased coin gain as a result. I have tried to just lock bounce shot altogether, but I didn't really see any benefit in that because it does still help with juggling enemies with bullets. So yeah, hope that helped Ashley. Andrew Geiger says it's like a T8 tier 13 mod. Beyond that, you'll need to pivot to NMP or ACP. Yeah, I think you said it more eloquently and more succinct than myself. I think that's a nice way to look at it. They did this module, so Wormhole Redirector is not that good, and they'll change it to a Dabs module. Thank you for subscribing, Ordinary Knight. And Marcelo didn't know that multi-shot didn't respect target priority, and that explains so much. Yeah, It's one of the many tips that people can check out on the Tower Knowledge Hub. So just plugging the Knowledge Hub for a second there. Actually, Martin said that friend said they start at 0 workshop in attack plus with 2-second missiles and 31x missiles, and his SLM lasts a while. I'll obviously do testing, but we shall see. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I've just very recently unlocked my smart missiles, and my amplifier is at level 18. And so that is why my spotlight missiles are not nearly as strong as your friends. Right. Maybe we'll tune in just for a sec. Since JP has been sniping me a bit, maybe we'll jump over and just snipe him for a second. He's my bro, and after all, so I think we ought to do that.
Go.
Let's check it out. I'm gonna try to hide. Well, you can see my. I'm gonna try to move my game
like
overlay.
400 waves here.
Maybe do like.
I'm still alive, even though my
like
second win and demon mode are gone.
Yep.
That's really all we need for the keys, just to get the auto demon mode.
Oh, Jay Place is watching my stream right now. That's dope.
TP the boss.
Hey, what a good guy. I like that. I like that we could do that. It's actually like a 4-wave delay. That's not that bad. So right now on this stream, I'm at wave 396, and on this, I'm at 400. All right, I gotta put this down. I'm too tempted to touch it.
Oh, I hadn't noticed the delay there.
Too afraid.
Streamception, yeah. Then JP should be watching my stream, and then we got proper streamception going on. That would be funny.
All right, we're still going. Zevin, let's check out where you are. Let me pause this real quick.
I like what JP has done.
Wow.
For
this might be
his
a tough bracket, bro. Gray, this might be a tough bracket.
Inception, yeah. Oh, he can hear me. So,
I'm
we keep getting the echoes.
Through your headset, Gray.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's weird hearing my own voice being played back, like what I said a minute ago.
Streamception. Oh, I just died. Damn.
Oh no, what'd you make it to?
But so what's cool with what JP
Literally
has done
tied
here?
my best from last week.
Yep.
Okay, I'll jump out for a second.
All right, now call it. I get 4 keys if we call it.
So what's cool with what I think JP has done here is that he's showing his modules and kind of placed them in the corner, and his latest tournament results and so forth. So that's pretty cool. Helps avoid probably some questions as well along the way. Send J plays feet pics. And actually, I do listen to my own voice. I don't mind my own
Let's see
voice,
if it's still there,
but it's
before it
more
goes
so
away.
that I just hear what I've said 30 seconds ago. But that's so funny with the feet
Are you
pics.
watching it, Craig?
That's crazy.
Oh man, Jay Plays, you're the man, bro. You're the man. You're making me laugh.
Don't send me feed
messed up.
pics.
I'm gonna see if you said anything. I'll let you
Send me
know.
stone packs, and then I'll send you guys feed pics in return. It's funny. And to JP's point earlier, it's so fun how we're so supportive of each other, and it's not really competition, and we just have a good time. So whether you're tuning into
Alright,
to
we're doing
JP's
good.
stream or
Again,
mine
guys,
or
we
whatever,
might do like a cool little giveaway at the end of this, man. We actually.
So I'll just mute him for a second there. What I was saying was, I find it just really, really cool how we're so supportive of each other. And then whether you're tuning into my stream or his stream, doesn't really matter too much to us. We just want to hopefully provide some value with tips and tricks. And we are a pretty cool, I think, cool community. so it's all just really, really good. I did hear JP mention some giveaways, so let's try to figure out what that is about, and we'll see what he's planning to do. Sounds good. We'll get you player ID RQ. I don't know what RQ means. Wait, for the feedbacks. Are you sure? On that note, in terms of like, I don't really normally ask for donations myself, and what I've done is rather, for example, we have a counter on the stream that whenever we reach a certain amount of donations, just basically the cost of a stone pack, we're doing a giveaway for that stone pack. I feel like that's a much better way than it going to myself. I feel like it's a nice way to give back to the community. And the other day it was wild. We had 3 stone packs in one. Oh, real quick is RQ, got it. Yeah, we had 3 stone pack giveaways on one stream, which was just insane. But it's fun to be in this position where I'm not the richest person on earth that can just toss around stone packs myself. My work is primarily with charities and so forth, but it was really cool to kind of pool together some kind of money to do stone packs for others. That was just really, really cool, and I'm sure we'll do more of that in the future as well. But my girlfriend will attest to it, Ashley, that my feet are not necessarily very, what do you call it? Like, well, not that, they're okay, not that pretty. Or something like that is maybe what she would say. I'm honestly surprised that we're at wave 430 and we haven't slowed down or anything. I really expected this tournament to be even harder for me. So that's good. That's something. So I live in Australia, but I am from Norway. Those donations, the counter on the left is US dollars. Wait. Are you? No. Ashley, don't get me a stone pack. I mean, I appreciate it, but use your hard-earned money elsewhere. If you're looking at Mike Solo, I mean, I appreciate the thoughts and consideration, but use them on yourself for a nice dinner or anything. But yeah, Mike Solo is with the Australian dollars. Australian is 88 bucks, but the stream overlay for giveaways is in US dollars. So that's why whenever we raise, Lol was joking me, bro. Good. Good. But yeah, the overlay on the stream itself, that's US dollars. So whenever we reach 60 is when we do those. But I want to figure out, maybe someone, I'm gonna ask in the chat at JP's, what is the giveaway? I'll let you guys know to learn more about what JP is planning. Misha is asking, what is your take on permanent black hole with good range being good enough CC? I think permanent chronophile is only for bosses and elites. So Misha, first of all, it might help to clarify where you're at in terms of your tournaments. I would say that it's interesting how black hole, it is really important for you in early tournaments, early legends, but then eventually once you get chronophile developed and you get your chronophile speed reduction fully sorted out and maxed or close to max, black hole stops mattering to some extent, and many people even turn it off because it can lead to some shotgun issues and pulling enemies inside your tower range. And so I'd argue that it starts to lose relevance once you get stronger in legends. But before that, of course, it's important. And a key consideration is always also to consider what you're dying to. If you're dying to chip damage and so forth, then there's probably going to be great benefit or greater benefit from from Black Hole. But then when it's bosses, then that will stop mattering to a greater extent. Hope that helped clarify, Misha. But also if you let me know what tournament tier you're in, it can be helpful. 6-day timer on Free Up Mastery 1, 2 locks at 4x, so like a day and a half or 2 until I can finally test. That's awesome. That's awesome. I even pushed it to, I guess let me just pull that up for 1 second to show you. How many locks do I have now? So I have level 2. So I have 3 locks now. I feel like the only locks that you really need for the farming strat is shockwave size and orbs. Obviously, I just moved my orbs for this to lock over here, which reminds me that I should change my card setup now. But then, as I was sharing earlier in the stream, I'm also locking bounce shot range just to tweak out a little bit more enhancements from the orbless strategy. But just to clarify, so what I'm doing now, once I've maxed my enemy health level skips, I don't need the free up card anymore, because right now, since this is locked, I can't like manually unlock it. The only way to give free ups to this, although it won't matter much for the tournament itself, is by taking out the free up card, which I don't really need anymore. We should just max this, and then we can take out the free up card, and we can take out the cash card. What we want to put in is a bigger question. We can just probably go range, and we are going. I think I'm okay with keeping wave skip. Eventually I'm going to take off wave skip when I start to struggle. Once I start to lose energy shields. But I think we're fine. Wait, did I was going to take that off. I was confusing myself. I don't know what I want as the next card, honestly. We'll keep it at that for now. So then RVNA is saying, I'm starting to struggle a tiny bit. I had horrible luck with all my weapons. Got Chain Lightning, Inner Landmines, Corner Field, Black Hole in that order. Currently working on my 5th, bought 3 coin packs, but so I don't want to reset account as well. Man, that's really painful to hear. Hopefully you'll get Golden Tower as soon as possible, because that's really going to change your game. So I think that's primarily the tip is to, well, save up stones to try to get your Golden Tower. Ashley is primarily dying to scatter or raise. Yep, no, got it. I mean, you can do the scatter amp lab. And depending on your strategy at the end, Ashley, you could see if using negative mass projector could help you to deal with raise better. Farburn is saying, day 2 of me trying to guess Jay's name. Jens. No, you're still wrong, Farburn, so you gotta come back tomorrow again to guess again. Actually, yeah, so shockwave size orbs and possibly locking I'm not looking knockback force because I'm doing orbless at the beginning. The way that I transition to Orb Devo later on is simply by the knockback trade-off perk. And Marcelo also has 3 locks, and Marcelo is doing a 90-meter Orb Devil. I think for people, I need to watch out for my run now. I think it's really worthwhile for people to learn about how 90-meter Orb Devil can be great. Marcelo has done it for a long time, so he can answer pretty well about the strategy. But the key thing is that some of the benefits with doing 90-meter Orb Devil is that you can use workshop orbs instead of your extra orbs card, so that frees up a card spot. And it also frees up a ban, potentially, so you don't really need to ban your orbs anymore. Because at 90 meters, your workshop orbs will hit the center of your black hole. So that's the reason for that strat. And yeah, bounce range is a good shout, yeah. Alright, so I was just gonna change. So since I'm dropping my energy shields, where I was just gonna pause to not do wave skip anymore. Do I want Death Ray? Probably not. We'll take a closer look. I didn't see what hit me so far, so we'll see about what I may want to do. If that was only a boss, then maybe I'll do plasma cannon, maybe. But the reason why I don't do Death Ray. The reason why I don't do Death Ray right now is because I do want a bit more enemies around to hopefully get more chain light procs on the boss itself. So that's why we're doing it that way. I guess I'll just pay attention to see what actually is happening now. Misha is saying, really, I'm a champs now, but I imagine Perma Black Hole just gets rid of all pullable enemies and you can focus on damage for bosses and elites. Chrono helps to give some time for bosses. Black Hole also have damage to reduce enemy count. Yeah, so again, it kind of depends, and especially the issue often for tournaments and as you get into Legends is those shotgun moments, right? Like where for example, maybe you've been unlucky and your black hole drops or your chronophil drops, or there's the ultimate weapon duration battle conditions, then you get those shotguns. So those are some of the kind of issues. And black hole is really expensive to develop further in terms of duration. But certainly, I'm not saying that black hole is not important at all, Misha. I'm just saying that as you get stronger in Legends, its relevance starts to diminish. And Ashley has Scatter Amp at level 5 and use NMP at Ancestral. Yeah. And the key thing to note for everyone when using Scatter Amp, that lab, is just to attend to that lab whenever Scatter is the issue for you. You can get up a few levels and then just work on it afterwards. And Marcel is also pointing out another good thing about Orb Devil in terms of range. There is this misconception that for running an Orb Devil strategy that you need your black hole to absolutely cover 100% of your tower range, but that's not really the case. Was that a normal enemy hurting me? I should have paid attention. But the bigger is better, of course, for coverage, but you don't need to be 100% coverage to effectively do those strategies. Oh, sorry. Yeah, perma black hole, sorry. You were saying perma, Mishai. Yeah, but I was referring more to when it drops. The other issue, Misha, is that there are benefits with increasing your range, and so you're not going to have often black hole covering the whole thing. But of course, that's something you have to test. At some points earlier on in Legends for me, it was much better for me to have smaller range and have black hole cover as much as possible. So I'm not saying that black hole is not important. I'm just saying that it falls off in terms of relevance. And sorry, the only reason why it was oh, thank you, Matthew, because I was just about to discuss that. It was a faster kill the wall. What I'm probably gonna do is, we'll see, but I might just do closest. We'll see. And I'm happy to discuss it more, Misha, in terms of your exact scenarios and so forth for your build. but yeah, you can't go wrong with using black hole at your stage. Okay, so I don't need to keep it necessarily at 1 XP then. I just wanted to try to figure out what hit me, but Matthew clarified that. So thanks a lot, Matthew. Really appreciate it. So this is where you can, if some of you are also watching JP, this is where you easily see the difference in strength, especially for a tournament like this with single target damage matters so much. Whereas JP is at soon wave 600 and has all 3 energy shields left. But you can see how much I struggle to take down this boss. It's like barely there. And Marcelo is saying how we usually start min range and around wave 2500 transition to 90 meter and get workshop orbs. So Marcelo, do clarify what you're doing the first 2500. Are you saying that you're doing Orb Devil? Are you saying you're doing Orbless? Are you saying you're doing Death Wave? Is basically killing everything for you? Like, what are you doing? And as Ashley was also asking, maybe clarify a bit about why you're increasing your range. All right, Ashley, thank you so much for being active and asking questions and just being a great contributor to the stream. Ashley, have a great day, and thank you for tuning in. So Marcel is pointing out how when enemies are slow, big ranges may affect spawn rates. So he uses the extra orbs card and small range at first, then workshop orbs with 90 meter range. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's a useful insight on that. Lelens, that's crazy. Thank you for tuning in. But 3 a.m., yeah, it's totally time for you to go to bed. I hope the tournament, you're happy with your results. And again, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. And people do get extra sleepy as well when I have to slow down the game speed. Just to survive a bit longer. I do want to quickly check though. I know JP said that the tournament bracket looked pretty hard. We'll see some. Oh, we got Brima with us. Cool. Brima was active on our previous live stream. There are certainly some people here that might come up and challenge me. What I was going to show you just quickly though was my previous results. So right, like I'm... Oh, interesting. This is part of the cloud save issue. You can't see my previous tournament results. Wow, that's fascinating. I didn't get reverted that far though. It's such a bugged game sometimes. Ugh. Isn't this weird? Like, I only lost about 2 or 3 days, 2 days or so with the cloud saving issue. But not far enough back that it shouldn't show my previous tournament results. What I was going to show you was that I got to wave 600. But it's so crazy how bugged the game is in various ways. That's unfortunate. So yeah, see you next live stream, Lelens. Thanks a lot again. And Marcelo is pointing out how he's using Black Hole Digester now. So Marcelo, maybe talk us through how you're finding Black Hole Digester so far. I mean, again, that's another area where I'm obviously biased, and I really love using Black Hole Digester myself as well. But yeah, curious. Hakuzo Sionak or Sionash. I probably butchered that name. Sorry. Just passed tier 8 a couple days ago. That's amazing, buddy. That's really great. And one thing to clarify though with you, Hakuzo, is that when you're saying passing, does that mean unlocking it, or does it mean that you... Oh crap, I didn't see what happened. Matthew, are you there to point out what happened? It seems like I am getting chip damage, and I think there are a few ways we have to counter this. I don't think it was a boss who did this on me. I should have paid attention. This is why you should pay attention to your own tournament runs, because you should learn and do tweaks based on what's happening. So if it's chip damage, one thing to do, for example, is I can move my orbs out to the tower range line, like one step outside the tower range, just ideally, so that I hit the enemies a bit more. So that's one. If it was indeed chip damage, another way to obviously also reduce the amount of damage I'm taking is to have death ray. And I should be already wave skipping, but I'm clearly not paying attention. I think, as I've pointed out on several streams, I do a lot better in my tournaments when I'm just doing it by myself. In part also because I feel like on phone the performance is better than streaming on BlueStacks or on any emulator. How to donate on YouTube? I just can't find the button. There should be like a show your support, or like a dollar sign next to the text itself where you're typing. So there's that. Or you could become a YouTube member, but that's kind of a separate thing, but you get some additional perks. But you could click on the dollar sign next to the chat text. Or you... Wait. Yeah, good question. I'm checking another live stream. I'm checking JP's live stream just to see where exactly you do it. Maybe someone else can clarify. I don't. When I'm on JP's live stream, I don't see the super chat option anymore. So I don't know why. I can't see it. Yeah. This is gonna be funny. Oh, so there was 2 ranged. It's the reason why I normally have range there. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Bear with me 1 second. Alright, so I want to get to the bottom of that issue, why it's not possible. So let's see if this is possible. Oh, I'm not paying attention again, because I was testing stuff there. I did not see yet again what killed me, and I'm not doing wave skips or anything. It's just a super messy tournament. So sometimes do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. But it felt like they were inside Black Hole 1 and Black Hole 2 after they reset it. Maybe there was a split second between the reset. No, noted, Matthew. Again, this tournament is messy and horrible. It is what it is. I've not paid attention, but it's also because until I finish saving up stones, I feel like my tournament progress is not really going to be much anyways until I unlock Poison Swamp and so forth. So there's limits in terms of how much I can grow. I have Energy Net, yeah. But now my orbs are not hitting it. And so, again, if I were to micro, especially if I were playing by myself and not doing chat and trying to make the stream not too long, another thing to do is you can micro your orbs. So you could keep them out here if chip damage is a thing, but then you can adjust them just before a boss wave to move them into where the energy net hits. So I should have done that if I were alone. I would have just adjusted a little bit in just to get a little bit more hits on the boss. But yeah, this this run is more about the SSA, not as I do. And finally, with my labs, I normally have a lot more cells, but with the cloud save issue, I can't even afford 4x on my labs, which is so painful. I gotta do some 3x now, which is not fun. And that's all those kind of trickle down negative impact from the cloud save issue. That's just so frustrating. I gotta do one more. So I hope for the rest of you that you don't have these kind of cloud save issues, because they are super painful to lose that much progress. Alright, I'm gonna make sure that trying to figure out the super chat issue and this whole thing. So Haku's is saying my current base game highest achieved level is tier 9, wave 55. No, that's amazing, Haku, so congrats for progressing effectively. Do keep in mind though that you probably want to move down to maybe it's even tier 1 or wherever you can get 5,000 plus waves at the moment, just so you farm effectively, but then every now and then you push up your milestones to unlock those rewards. Marcel is saying, I saw someone say Blackwell may be detrimental in tournaments due to that. Better to just turn it off if you have good chrono field. Yeah, so yeah, that was kind of part of what I was telling Mihaj earlier, that there are those issues with Blackwell. And hey, totally, thank you for pointing out the lab issue, by the way. Oh, I like that. The green labs. And Hakusa is saying don't have respec yet, so mostly in turtle configuration. Yeah, you're like in a turtle slash blender. And you'll be that for probably some significant time until you can try to do some early orb devil. One issue snowballs into more. Yeah, not totally. Again, I'm not paying attention to wave skip the bosses. Timothy did his first legendary turn today and got 75 waves. I get it. I've been there too. To be fair, and we did get the death penalty. DP the boss! Yeah. That is awesome. And but Timothy, to illustrate, I kind of missed that time where I could have my tournament runs only last for 75 waves. It was really nice to just get it quickly over and done with and then go back to farming. And so while it's nice, of course, to earn keys and stones and whatnot, there are some benefits with those short tournament runs. Let's see if I remember to do wave skip this time. Join JPlay's Discord for live giveaway later. Oh, cool. JP, can you explain a bit more about? Are there any specific requirements? Are you gonna pull just a random from the member list of Discord, or what are you doing, JP? Do let us know. Oh yeah. Marcelo is pointing out something that I will get eventually, and that is intro skip. The intro skip mastery makes it so that you can skip waves really far, and so the turns become fast again. And yeah, Timothy said he didn't even try to improve it. It's quick for sure. Exactly, and at the beginning and probably for a while, it's probably not worth respeccing if you're Orb Devo or a Devo build of any kind for Legend tournaments as well, because it's not going to matter. But then you can try every now and then to try to respec to see if it's enough to keep you in Legends. And JP died at 657. Yeah, we're not getting that far. That's for sure. I have not paid attention at all though, so it's been a poor tournament in terms of efficiency, in terms of wave skips, all of these things. But it is what it is. I feel like the most value from this stream was early on when we did the module testing. I think that was interesting and good. As for my run itself, there's not necessarily that much interesting, but hopefully I'm giving away some tidbits of knowledge here and there. I'm gonna quickly just try to take a look at Discord just to see what it is that JP has, what he's cooking up for giveaway. And we are gonna remember wave skip this time for once. I don't remember if this build is the same, so I'll just save it this way now. And again, in terms of cheesing it extra, what we can also do is we'll do, I think it's there, I should have paid more attention, to adjust our orbs just to hit the boss. Random gems. And is the random gems to random members? Is that how it works, JP? Or any other requirements to join the giveaway? Yeah, so now you see that I get a few more hits on the boss. It's not that much difference, but it adds up. I can show you once the boss is dead now. We can look at the orb damage. But you see at my stage now, it's just all about trying to squeeze out a few more waves, a few more stuns, a few more everything. Unfortunately, we used an energy shield there. But if you take a look, you see the orbs did 8.2% damage. The one thing you want to remember to do though, if you are doing this, and if you are in a scenario with me, where I did take some chip damage, is you put the orbs out again, and you change the card back. So it's a bit of a microing. Ashley is back. Just checked my phone, and the person who was holding my appointment was sick, so it'll be over. So it'll be over the phone. Nice. Well, glad to have you here. Matthew wasn't there for the pulls. Was different or the same? So the interesting thing, Matthew, and the way I'll try to summarize it is that everything. Oh yeah, Ashley already pointed it out. It was same, but then when I would have gotten Havoc Bringer on the featured banner, when I pulled instead from the standard banner, I got a Pulsar Harvester. Oh wait, Black Hole Digester. Yeah, Black Hole Digester. So that was interesting to learn how those things are not the same. But everything else was as expected in terms of when I knew that my 8th pull, for example, was going to bring me a Sharp Fortitude. If I then swapped and did the standard banner, I got a different epic. And so just at the same time, but just a different one. And it didn't change the order when going back to featured, so the whole seed is basically the same, and you're rolling that 50-50 but it was interesting how what would have been a Havoc Bringer turned out to not be. Yeah, I'm keeping it. So I'm glad at least that my misfortune with cloud save and losing 2 days of progress at least had a little bit of value to some of you, and for us to learn a little bit more about the game. And yeah, Ashley is pointing out a fair thing in terms of like, it's by the way, I didn't even use my nuke. Did you guys see the inner landmine bug once again? They really gotta fix that. You see how the boss just goes straight through it instead of being stunned? It's so annoying because I want to see first if the boss gets stunned and killed, and then I can pause the game and potentially use the nuke. But I should be more careful knowing that in the landmines the stun is bugged, where the bosses sometimes go straight through it. It's annoying. Again, I'm not too fussed about this tournament, but it's annoying. Oh no, Marcelo, at least for me, it happens on lots of different speeds, not just on 1x. Oh really? So for you, it only happened for you on 1x? I feel like I've had that on different speeds as well. Ashley also had the inner landmine bug, and then it didn't stun, and boss took 3 energy shields from me. Oh man, that's so painful. And Ashley, did you have 1x speed then as well, or did you have faster speed? Yeah, so Ashley has seen it on a few different speeds, yeah. Yeah, so this is obviously not the greatest. Staying in 10th, I'm okay with though. I'll take it. But I know I couldn't have gotten 591 anyway, so if it holds, I'm okay with that. The one thing for me next is just figuring out what I'm gonna do here. I decided to go up just to get the discounts for the enhancements. I am contemplating whether I'm gonna go to get the smart nuke. Today was a great example of when the smart nuke would have been clutch, at least for a few waves. And so whether I want to save up for that. I am respecing a lot, and I still need lots of modules, including Dimension Core, so there's also consideration of going up here. And I think those two are the main considerations right now. And I haven't yet really decided. It will depend a little bit on the progress in terms of queues. Yeah, and Ashley is seriously recommending the gem respec discount. Yeah, I feel like that. I mean, I waste a lot of gems, right? Every tournament I waste 300 gems. And so just getting this one time means I save 100 gems per tournament and 200 per week. So that adds up a lot over time. And of course, also, it will be nice to get workshop presets at some point too, to make it even more smooth too. Andrew Morris would message the hell out of support for that one. Yeah, well, I already got a support ticket going for my cloud save, so but I do feel like this has been I'm sure there must be a Discord ticket on this of some kind. Yeah, actually saving 400 gems a week, exactly, so that's massive. Alright, so last thing then is I gotta see where the JP message is for the giveaway thing. JP, if you're still here, where exactly is your message about your giveaway? Or maybe there isn't a message. Basically, for anyone who is not on our Discord, if you do join, you'll be part of JP's giveaway. I think my bot should be able to share the Discord link there if you're not. The models are big and you can prove you got them, and it's the spaghetti code. Yeah, totally spaghetti code, unfortunately being a major part of that. I'm curious, and Ashley and I had some conversation about this in terms of whether and how they might compensate me, if at all, for the cloud save issue. I don't know what's going to come from it. We'll see. The biggest pain for me was losing a lot of shards. I'm okay with the lost gems, I think, to some extent. I'm okay with lost reroll shards. I feel like since I'm trying really hard to improve my modules, it's painful because I want to get these to 161 as soon as possible. So that was extra painful. All right. I don't see a specific message about the giveaway, so we'll get more details about that later. Yeah, Mixwell, the first power tree looks worth it. Yeah, with +5 ultimate weapon damage, that would be nice indeed. So, I mean, we'll see when I might want to go there. It's not bad. Cool. I'm just seeing if there's any final questions before we wrap up. Your mods are looking okay. My highest is my core at 151. Yeah, and I am gradually catching up with people on modules simply because I have the recovery package chance mastery. So that has helped me catch up a little bit to people who have started before me on it. So that's been good. I really want to get them to 161 as soon as possible, though. In part because I want to start eventually go to reverse orb devil strategies, where I might want to get chronofill speed reduction here and some other interesting strats. So we'll see where we end up eventually. Final kind of plug of sorts is for the next tournament. We are going to do a simultaneous tournament start, and we're doing it also with the Spartan server. So the time is still TBC, but the idea is we did this 2 weeks ago and it was a lot of fun, and we got a pretty solid soft bracket as a result of doing it. Is that we would just start the tournament at the exact same time slot, and we'll also do some giveaway for people that end up in the main brackets. I can't promise whether that's stone packs or gem packs right now, but we'll see. So stay tuned for that. The time will be announced. And again, just join the server, and then JP is doing a giveaway, which is awesome. Did someone join as a result of... I guess someone did join as a result of JP's giveaway, which is cool. Really appreciate that. Which is part of that beauty with this community being so supportive. Yeah, actually, the timing was horrible for me last time as well. Actually, let's just take a quick look at what is the leading. You guys can affect that because for this time, Spartan server are doing the vote in terms of when. So if you're not on Spartan servers, you can go in and vote and try to influence when the start time will be. Last time it was 5 a.m. for me, which was horrible. But of course I had to do it since I was the one arranging it. So yeah, vote there if you can. Okay, I think we are just gonna end with JP singing for us one more time. And that's how we wrap up. That should be like my outro of sorts, I guess, from now on. So say thanks to JP, and hope the tournament went all well for all of you, and then I'll hopefully see you in the next tournament when we do the simultaneous start. So cheers, guys. Thanks for the support as always.
Tell me you feel before you pay. all the things I said to you, everything that made you feel brand new. Don't tell me I'm the first to go, 'cause maybe I don't wanna know if all the words I said to you ever made you feel as if you're blue. Maybe I'm only reminders of what we were. Blankets spread out on the ground, basket full of trees, carpet of grass under our backs. The swing set creaks. Feels good looking up at the sky. Feels good